Anne Hathaway looks like a goddess in the whole film. I mean, Meryl, wow, what a woman. Like, honestly.
What a cast. Emily
Honestly.
Blunt, Stanley Tucci, Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway. The four of them and the whole film have aged so well.
Stunning. Hello, everyone. Today we are going to be talking about the Venice Biennale.
And a viral moment care of a Palestinian football jersey.
This is Culture Bites. I'm Enas and Farah.
I'm Farah Andrews.
And here on our podcast, we talk all about arts and culture.
And please remember to subscribe to our channel so you can see our episodes every second week just as soon as they drop.
Drop.
Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a bit shaky again. We're recording this just a day or so after we've had a few more alerts during the ceasefire.
Yeah, and homeschooling has resumed. Hopefully
not for long
until Friday. If that ages badly, edit it out.
I mean, it is what it is. We're living on the cusp of all these different things at all times.
Yeah, it was a surprise yesterday when, I'm probably not a surprise to everybody, but it was a surprise to me and my phone when the alerts went back off.
I think it was a surprise to everybody.
Okay.
I think it was. And it's okay. But I'm shouting out, and I know I've said it so many times on this podcast about like homeschooling and like, oh, it's very hard. Just a big shout out to all the parents and my children, if they're listening. Well done. You guys are doing really well. I'm sorry I threw the hairbrush.
She didn't throw a hairbrush. She might have thrown a hairbrush.
It might have happened. Let's just cover my face in shame.
Hey.
The joys of working in a newsroom.
The joys of working in a newsroom. It is the day after the first Monday in May, which means it is the morning after the Met Gala. We aren't going to talk about it for too long, but have you seen anything?
I have seen some of the dresses. I was kind of hoping there was a season of Victor and Rolf, who are like these designers that were like really big in the early like noughties.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like they've just dropped off a little bit. But like there was like this collection that they did of like smashed art pieces as dresses, and I was really hoping someone was going to wear one because it was so iconic, but I don't think anyone did.
I haven't seen that. I've seen a lot of interpretations of pieces of art. I've seen a lot of dresses that didn't necessarily look like anything to do with art, that just looked like a red carpet dress. Because pretty nice, but nothing particularly creative. Was
the theme wearing art or something around art?
No, fashion is art.
Fashion is art. But that's quite broad.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people did think that we were going to see some kind of like Venus de Milo, like big. Yeah. Madonna was quite fun.
Yeah, I got the Kim Kardashian, but I didn't like the bottom half. Yeah. Just didn't like it at all.
I would like to talk about Lauren Sanchez Bezos.
I know what she was going for. What's the original painting?
Madame X. I reject this.
I reject it because it's not black velvet. And in the painting, it's clearly black velvet. Also, I feel like the hair and the makeup and that dress style is what she wears every single time.
Exactly. Here's what I think happened. This is completely from my brain, extrapolation, this is probably not what actually happened. But I think she sent a lackey to the Met and said, find a dress that looks like every other dress I've ever worn. They went, oh yeah, this portrait of Madame X.
Which was very highly controversial portrait at the time when it was painted, but not now.
And also she didn't do the hair. The hair, if she had really committed to the bit, I'd have loved it.
Yeah.
But she didn't commit to the bit.
And because it was in satin, it wasn't in velvet, it looked a bit cheap. I think everything about it looks a bit cheap.
Something Sofia Vergara has worn to every single red carpet forever. And that is not an insult. That's a compliment. Sofia Vergara dresses very well. But it is just always the same dress.
It's just always the same dress. I quite liked Nicole Kidman's dress.
Yeah, and I thought it was very red glitz.
But it was also like maybe it's just me. I love a sequin and a feather.
Yeah.
But I thought that the way she did the hair, the makeup, it kind of complemented the look really well. I thought that was quite good.
The only person I really cared about was Anne Hathaway. I thought it was so beautiful, her dress.
Hand painted by Michael Kors.
And that is art.
That is literally what a great note to end on and go on to Venice Biennale.
A perfect segue.
We
Right,
do love a
let's talk
segue on the
Venice.
show. So, Venice. So, the Venice Biennale is back. It's been 2 years.
But if you are sitting there thinking, hey, I thought it just finished, you'd be forgiven. The Venice Biennale, the Art Biennale, runs in hand with the Architecture Biennale.
Aha.
So there's an art event every year in Venice, but this is the turn of the Art Biennale. And it is running. It is the 61st International Art Exhibition of La Biennale Vienza, running from the 9th of May until the 22nd of November. So it's a good old long run in Venice.
And what was the title of this year? Tell me more about
this year's event.
Venice Biennale.
This year's event is titled In Minor Keys by Koyo Kuyo, who is it's named after a Cameroonian Swiss curator who was to become the first African woman to be in charge of the Venice Biennale, but she tragically passed away in May last year at the age of 57. So it's in her honor. So basically, it is a enormous art event where countries from around the world stage pavilions. You love the word pavilion.
I love a pavilion. Ever since I moved here and expo, I'm like, there's always a pavilion.
There is. And the pavilions are kind of in and of themselves mini exhibitions. Not mini, they are exhibitions.
And they differ in size.
Yeah.
You've been, haven't you?
No.
You've not been?
I wish.
I know, I haven't
Hit me up in Venice.
I know. Should we go?
Oh.
Should we just go next year? Let's do it. I
was invited this year, but we couldn't send 2 journalists.
Oh, Farah.
And William, our colleague William is there, and he'll be doing a very good job from the ground, going to a lot of the different pavilions from different countries around the world.
And the UAE has a pavilion there, right?
Yes, it does. The UAE's national pavilion is Washwasha. Bless you.
Thank you. I thought I got that off mic.
You did, I think. The UAE's national pavilion presents Washwasha, a 6-artist exhibition curated by Bana Katan.
Ah.
Can you tell me what Washwasha means, or do I need to read it from my notes?
Washwasha. It's like a whisper.
Yeah.
It's like if someone like you know in your ear. Washwasha. It's quite onomatopoeic.
It isn't. Yeah, it is very onomatopoeic. This is an exhibition about sound. It explores soundscapes in the UAE, how they relate to memory and movement and societal change. It reflects on sound and subtle communication. It's obviously incredibly timely, inadvertently, but it also is something quite beautiful. Like, it draws on oral histories and technology and the connection between language, the body, and identity. So
that sounds so lovely.
Yeah, at the moment we don't know. So we are recording this on Tuesday. At the time of recording today, there will be some very limited media previews, but there is a complete embargo on all information about the inside of any of the pavilions until tomorrow. Tomorrow there'll be pre-opening previews. The 6th, 7th, 8th, there'll be some pre-opening events. And then on the 9th, it's open to the public.
Fun.
So we don't know
much.
But
we do know what pavilions are going to be there. So other places...
A lot of pavilions will be there, yeah.
Lots of different countries. But from the Middle East, we've also got the Syrian pavilion, which I think is really important. They're featuring an artist called Sarah Shamar, who's done a piece called, or the project which is called The Power Tomb of Palmyra, which is really timely in the kind of history. Like, in the last 2 years, if you think about the Venice Biennale, things have changed rapidly in Syria. And Palmyra is kind of probably one of the most ancient sites in Syria, which people would go to and like visit. And it was absolutely incredible. I haven't been obviously since everything's changed there, but really nice. It's getting a nod. It
is. There is, and then another exhibition I would like to talk about is the Palestinian. It is not an official pavilion, but the Palestine Museum US is staging a exhibition that's running independently, titled Gaza, No Words, See the Exhibit. It features 100 pieces of Palestinian tatreez embroidery created by women in refugee camps and communities across Lebanon, Jordan, and the West Bank. We've spoken about tatreez before, but it is very traditional Palestinian embroidery that expresses cultural identity, and it is really a storytelling
It's beautiful, yeah.
art form.
Mm.
And this exhibition aims to express the cultural identity of Palestine and document some of the impact of the war in
Do we
Gaza.
know why it's not unofficial?
It's a very loaded question that brings us on to some of the controversy, probably.
Explain.
It'll be to do with countries being recognised as countries. And being invited to participate, accepting the invitation to participate, being eligible to participate. That could be a whole podcast in and of itself with a lot of politics involved. But if we think about, for example, today, there was news that Iran will not be participating. Okay. There's no official line on why. For a very long time, Iran didn't participate. So this is the 61st Biennale, right?
It's been going on for quite some time now.
So there were 30 events that they didn't participate in, and then they have been Iran has been participating in recent events very actively, but this year they've pulled out with no official line on why. But there have been other controversies at this year's event, which are to do with the jury and prize giving. Last week, the jury released a statement of intent. Not last week, a couple of weeks ago. They said the jury of. I'll step back a bit. At this event, they give out prizes
to like the pavilions.
Yeah, to the pavilions.
Pavilions. So these are like generally it's artists of that country showcasing a project and showing, this is what we can do.
Yeah, all the exhibitions will be multi-artists. Not all of them, a lot of them. Some of them will be single artists. The UAE, for example, I think has 6 artists. So they're awarded prizes.
And they have a committee, so a jury committee who awards the prizes to these exhibitions.
Yes.
Based on different categories.
Yes. And so in April, the jury said that they will not consider national pavilions from countries whose leaders face charges at the International Criminal Court. Cleverly worded. So that sparked controversy because it would have excluded both Russia and Israel from competing for the top prizes. There has been backlash to the countries even participating in the event, but then there was further pressure from other countries saying that there should be Palestinian participation if there's Israeli participation. Anyway, then the entire jury has resigned.
Wow. Okay, I feel like at the moment you really can't hold any event without there being some controversy.
Tricky, yeah.
It's a very hard thing. I mean, we were speaking before about the Eurovision. Which
can I just quickly add one more thing, and then we'll talk Eurovision. I'm so sorry to cut you off. So the reaction to this has been that it will be kind of like audience voted prizes, which does bring us to Eurovision because Eurovision is semi-audience, semi-jury.
Jury, yeah. But it's also the audience, there've been like apparent, Israel was paying for audiences to pay to vote.
Can be.
So it can also be
skewed.
Be
rigged, potentially, allegedly.
Yeah.
But who,
Yeah, but it's just like, Eurovision, we were talking before the show, which is kind of like this quite camp kind of celebration music, a bit out there. I don't know if I'm like a massive fan. I remember at university lots of people.
I do kind of love it. I love it for its campness.
Yeah.
I love it for it used to just be a bit of fun. And I like the fact that people get so bothered by it. I'm like, if you are bothered by a person in a glittery onesie having a time of their lives, then
it was hard to like not be bothered when it's called Eurovision, but includes
that is
Australia and Israel.
Yeah.
So it's
that is straight up
bothersome,
illogical.
Exactly. So I think if you're going to say Eurovision and you're going to include everybody,
it should just be called the
Vision,
song competition.
The music vision.
Just music.
But
Sequin vision.
There's been controversy anyway over that as well, because Israel is competing and lots of countries are calling for boycott.
It came second last year, I think, didn't it?
Audience vote.
Okay. Yeah. Say less. Let's talk about hacks. Are you familiar?
No, tell me, what is it?
Right.
Wait, let me guess. Is it when you hack something?
Oh, it would be a good guess, but it's the other kind of hack. It's about comedians. So it is about, I think it's been 4 seasons. It's about a comedian who has a residency in Vegas, and she is in her older years, towards perhaps the tail end of her career. Not my words, the
Hers.
Vegas execs. And she loses her residency, I think, in the first season, and she hires a younger writer, Ava, who then, this is very much the beginning premise of the show, and then the show is about their friendship, their relationship, the way they work together, highs and lows, obviously.
So it's a sitcom comedy about a comedian.
About the comedy industry.
Great.
Hollywood loves referencing Hollywood. So the Ava Daniels, the younger comedian, is played by an actress called Hannah Einbinder. She is a Jewish American actress who has many, many times in the past spoken out for a free Palestine and referenced Palestinian causes on stage, at the Emmy Awards. She ended her awards speech. She won an Emmy and said at the end, "Free Palestine."
I think we spoke about this.
Yeah, so
we did,
she's
yeah. Legend.
brilliant. And so she's also signed the open letter supporting artists for ceasefire, and she's very much a person of the cause.
Does she play the younger lady or the older lady?
Younger lady.
Oh, the younger lady.
She does, the younger comedian. So in the latest season, there is just one scene, and she is wearing a Palestinian football jersey.
Good for her.
Which is significant because that has a Palestinian flag on a mainstream American TV show. It's a jersey from the Lajee Celtic club. I wasn't familiar with them. Are you?
I think I am. I think they're actually they're based in the West Bank.
Yeah, so they are in the Ada refugee camp near Bethlehem in the West Bank. The football club was established in 2019 as Ada Celtic and rebranded in 2024 as it expanded beyond the camp. It's a collaboration between the Lajee Centre and the Green Brigade, which is a supporters group from Celtic Football Club in Scotland.
Yes, which are also very pro-Palestinian.
Yeah, you see a lot of pro-Palestine from the Celtic supporters. The group also focuses on providing young people with access to sport and reinvesting profits into education. So it feels very
and this
deliberate.
Is an HBO series.
Yeah,
I just feel like what a moment for Hollywood. Is it Hollywood? Still Hollywood.
I think we can give it to Hollywood.
Yeah.
It feels I like that it's completely natural, it's subtle, it's non-confrontational,
there's a definite shift, and I think the younger generation really are like, look, as a millennial and like as a person of Arab descent who was working in like the UK newsrooms, it felt heavy to discuss outwardly like what your personal beliefs and opinions were on something which you knew would cause controversy. That controversy has waned now, and I feel like people are a lot more accepting of these of these truths, frankly.
Without being too, I hope this isn't a controversial take. I don't think it is a controversial take, but it's exactly what Hollywood's been doing with Israel. Yeah. It has written Israel into jokes in a positive way, in scenes, in everything, in scenes and conversations that are 1 million miles away from Israel, 1 million miles away from Tel Aviv. It has written them in to scenes to completely normalize, and that is what it is. And that's the Tel Aviv and Israel that exists, and it's been normalized through Hollywood in that way. So perhaps this is a kind of second wave.
Normalizing Palestine. Yeah. You know? it's so fascinating because we just seen as well
Mm-hmm.
series come out on Netflix. Like there's these real pinnacle moments now happening in culture when it comes to cultural acceptance of Palestine, which is heartwarming.
Yeah.
Needed.
So significant.
So significant. Also for a Jewish American woman. Proud.
Yeah.
I'm so proud. That's great.
Would you like to give me a recommendation?
Yes, I can give you a recommendation.
Please do.
So, like thousands and thousands of other people, I went to go
Maybe
see
Mills.
probably Mills. Should we say Mills?
Let's say Mills.
Apparently, it's already a blockbuster. I went to go and see The Devil Wears Prada.
Okay.
Not one, two.
I haven't seen it yet. I'm seeing it next Sunday with my pals.
I went to go and see it with my girlfriend, Dima. Shout out. She was very kind. She actually bought me a ticket for my birthday, but she was like, we went mainly for the outfits.
Yeah.
It's all about the outfits. And I kind of needed more montages, but that's just the 80s kid in me. I would have loved more outfit montages. I would have liked a slightly more handsome, maybe love interest.
But is he a nice man? Is this Andy's love interest?
Yeah.
See, Andy's love interest is Nate, not popular from the first film.
Nate was very unpopular. So the producers have obviously gone, wait, we won't give her anyone who's attractive.
We'll give her the anti-Nate.
We'll give him her anti-Nate, which has come in a very short-looking Australian man. Which is fine. It's fine.
Not everyone's meant to be up your street, you know.
Not everyone's meant to be up my street. It's just Anne Hathaway looks like a goddess in the whole film. I mean, Meryl, wow, what a woman. Like, honestly.
What a cast. Emily
Honestly.
Blunt, Stanley Tucci, Meryl Streep, Anne Hathaway. The four of them and the whole film have aged so well.
Stunning. So,
and I mean fun. Aged more metaphorically than literally. But also both.
Also, the characters have aged in the film as well, which nods, like, there's a lot of humour around, you know.
Probably the fact they haven't aged that much.
A lot of it. It's very funny. Like, you know, Gen Z is like being at runway and not really like accepting perhaps the behaviour that we saw from The Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
So very fun, really fun. Would recommend. Is it? I felt like there was a bit of lacking in plot. Yes, like I said, love interest. Not enough outfit montages.
How many stars are you giving it?
I'm going to give it a 3.5.
That's what we give it in our review.
Well, there we go. She's on brand.
She's read the party line.
And what's your recommendation?
My recommendation is a bit old now, but it came out in March. But I've only just got around to watching it. Have you watched it?
No, I really want to see this.
Love Story, the story of John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bessette.
Wow, what a couple.
Do you remember them?
No, I was way too young. They were like around in the 90s. When did they die?
In 99.
Yeah, I was living in Jordan.
You had other things
before
happening.
The internet.
You had other things going on. So it's a limited series that follows the whirlwind romance and very high profile romance of John F. Kennedy Jr., son of Jackie O and JFK, and Carolyn Bessette, who was a woman who worked in the fashion industry in New York in the 90s. She worked for Calvin Klein.
Yeah, she gave it all up though, didn't she?
You watch the show.
Okay.
Because my read is that, yeah, I mean, everything about her life changes to accommodate JFK Jr.'s life. And I would say they were one of the first couples that really, really, really got that paparazzi scrutiny, particularly her. And it's no secret, this isn't a spoiler, their love story has a very tragic ending. They die in a plane accident. You see them going up in the plane in the very first scene. And then, so that's how they start it. It's like kind of like, it's not meant to be the elephant in the room. Like we know where this is going.
Yeah.
And then
it's like, how do we get there?
How do we get there? And then you kind of really like fall for them. And the show is brilliant. It is so well done. I think it's like 8 episodes. You will love them both, hate them both.
Oh, I'm going to watch it tonight.
Yeah, it's
I'm
really,
100%
really
watching
good.
it.
It's on Disney Plus.
Okay.
Sarah Pigeon plays Carolyn Bassett, and Paul Anthony Kelly plays JFK Jr. So they aren't household names, but they will be now.
Yeah. She just like 90s fashion, like it girl.
Here's what I'm going to say. Every look from both of them
Stunning.
translates to today.
Oh.
They're both pretty timeless. Apart from his big ties and his backwards Kangol hats, they're the only things I would say leave in the 90s. Everything else just really...
Do we think that it's just because we're so far away from the 90s now that
I mean,
can?
it's that cycle.
Yeah.
It's tragic.
I love that whole like 90s Calvin Klein
I'm
look.
wearing oversized jeans right now and a pair of Calvin Klein shoes. So.
She's on brand. Amazing, amazing. Well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this, please do like and follow.
And you can follow us over on YouTube on the National News Channel, on Instagram at The National Arts. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.